Hi, I hope you're all well. Silka here. Now, there's something about a painting that a photo just can't hand you. The texture, the way the light moves over it, the little details you'd only ever catch if you were standing right in front of it. Now, you may have seen bits of these too by now. The odd photo, a reel here and there, but I wanted to do something a little different today, just for you. Imagine it's just you and me, a few quiet minutes, like you've wandered into my studio and I've made us a cuppa. So it's just a proper private viewing, if you like. I want to share the stories, the details, and honestly, all the love that's gone into these two paintings. So this one's just for you. So let me start with this one. It's called Good Hope, and it was inspired by an afternoon on Ruakākā Beach, looking across to the Whangārei Heads, and looking across the water to the Whangārei Heads. It was one of those moments, and it was just so beautiful that those moments that's so beautiful you actually can't move. You just have to stop and soak it in. The land, the sea, the sky, that long golden stretch of beach, each one absolutely beautiful on its own, but when you combine them together, just something magic happens, and it's quite breathtaking. And out on the water, there was a little yacht heading back in, and I imagined it as Good Hope, my dad's old boat, named after my parents' old canal boat back in Holland, de Goede Hoop. Now, I grew up sailing on these waters with my mum and dad. More trips than I can remember. So many glorious adventures, more than I can count. So standing on that beach, I could just feel, us cruising back into the harbour after another amazing adventure, exploring our beautiful Northland coast, a whole childhood of it just flooding back in. So it isn't really a view I've painted. It's a feeling of heading home with your heart so full and all glorious new memories as well. And look at how it all flows, the sea curling up into the land and the land lifting into the sky. There's the koru doing its quiet work. I use them to carry one thing into the next, so the whole scene, holds together as one whole happy moment. One strong feeling instead of sitting as separate parts. So, picture this one above a sideboard in a room that looks out at the water, or in a hallway you walk past 20 times a day, or maybe even as a centerpiece in your living room, so that you can soak that feeling in all the time. And, if this or any coast holds a memory for you, a summer, a sailing trip, people you love, my hope is that, it hands that feeling right back to you every single time you look at it. Now, this one is not on its own. I'm calling the two of them together my Live in Colour collection, because sitting right alongside Good Hope is a brand new painting, and it's its complete opposite. So this cheeky one is I Am Kia. Now, you might remember, this is the bird so many of you asked me to paint. You chose it. So really, this one exists because of you. Thank you. So here's what I love about Kia. They don't do what's expected of them. They're cheeky, they're adventurous, and they're the only alpine parrot in the world, which makes them totally unique as well. They live with complete freedom to just be themselves. How glorious. And here's the bit I actually wanted to paint. When a Kia flies, all that glorious colour under its wings suddenly shows. All that hidden orange and gold, all the flashes of blue and aqua. It's there the whole time, and it's only when it flies that it comes out, that you can see it. So once the bird takes off, bang, there's all that glorious colour. So that's the whole heart of this one. We show our true colours when we're brave enough to be ourselves. like truly ourselves. And when we do, we make the world a much brighter place for it. You know, and I'll be honest, this one's a little personal for me. Since I took the big leap to become a full-time artist and paint full-time, I've felt more like myself than I ever have before. Like I'm finally living into my own true colours. So really this little cheeky bird is me representing myself, but also nudging you to go and be the whole bright you as well. So look in the wings and you'll see the koru again. I've added them here this time to represent, you know, the energy and freedom of being in full flight, and also the growth that we feel when we do, you know, and catch this on the peaks. I used impasto to lay the snow on nice and thick, you know, gives it real texture standing right off the canvas, so it catches the light, you know, and a photo will never show you that. So but you know, in a room it just totally comes alive. So the reason I paint the way I do, all these bright colors, all my, you know, I did basically all little reminders to myself and to whoever buys my paintings that there's beauty all around us, there's color and joy all around us, and if we just take the time to look, we see it. And you know, the korus turn up again and again in my work because it's our connection to nature, to life, to growth, to peace, you know, and it's something I never want us to lose. So yeah, so that's my Live in Colour collection, a small collection. One painting about coming home and one about heading out, and both essentially are about being brave enough to show our colours and celebrate the colour of the world, you know, the colour the world shares with us. And because I am Kia is nice and small and it's painted right around all the edges, it's got a nice deep edge, so it doesn't need a frame, this one, and it'll go where a big piece can't. So it can stand on a shelf, it can hang on a wall, it can lean against some books, you know, it might go in a nice little hallway or a nook, or above a desk where you look up and there it is, a nice colourful reminder for you. Yay. So here's what's happening. The whole lot goes live on Wednesday the 19th of August, and because you're on my list, you get first access a full 24 hours before anyone else. Yay! So Good Hope is becoming a whole range of prints, from little greeting cards right up to big framed canvases. There's lots of different frame color options as well. So, you know, that bit of stillness can hang on a lot more walls. So the original Good Hope is still here too. This one's framed in natural wood and it's ready to hang. It's waiting for the one person it's meant for. And I Am Kia is one of a kind original as well. There's only ever one. It's signed with its certificate as well, and this one is the 5th in my bird series. The last two flew off to their new homes pretty fast. Yeah, so that's those two. Now, if you're anywhere near me, you're so welcome to come and see either of them in person before the launch. Loads of my collectors like to do that first. And if you're further afield, send me a photo of your wall and I'll show you. You know, I can show you exactly how it would look on your wall. So, you know, there's never any surprises. I'll even deliver the originals in person if you're close enough by. Yay. So, that's the two of them. And I would love to know what you think. I always love hearing from you. So please don't be shy. Just hit reply in the email and tell me, even if it's just 1 or 2 words. I'd love to hear what you think. Okay. Now the whole collection, the Kia original and the Good Hope print range will be ready for you on 19th of August, Wednesday, next week. So pop a little reminder in your calendar, and if one of them's already yours in your heart, just say so, let me know, and I will make sure you're first in line. So thank you so much for spending these few minutes with me. It really does mean the world that you're here. Thank you, and I can't wait to share the whole thing with you soon. See you on the 19th.